Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, we're back and drink a bourbon. All right, Ben, it has been a while since we've recorded one of these and released it right away.
It has been, but thank you, Leah, for filling in my absence. So, at vacation that ran a little longer than expected, which I blame myself. I should have seen that coming.
That's okay, that's okay.
I should have known this vacation I was not gonna get home on time. But anyway, so you had mentioned, we usually record a couple extra videos, and we actually had some recorded, but idiot, I didn't actually edit and upload any of the extra videos. So
or take your laptop with you to
or give the files to you. So they were just sitting alone on my laptop at home, unusable. So, this whole YouTube channel thing is a learning curve. So next time I go on vacation, we're gonna have a solid 3 weeks worth of videos uploaded and ready to go. But we're coming back, doing something fun here. We did the first episode of Proof Points a little while ago, and so this is the second episode. These are 86 proof, except for the Evan Williams is 86.6, but that's within the margin of error. So,
well, the judges will have something to say.
Right. I mean, did we verify this as 86 proof? Right.
I looked.
Yeah. Okay.
Made sure.
So we have these all poured up. They are mixed, so we don't know what we're drinking. We're not going to be drinking the same thing at the same time.
By mixed, we mean. I don't know what this glass is.
And just like the last episode, if you did see it, my number one glass is not going to be the same as Greg's. I mean, it could be, but they're mixed independently, so we don't influence each other as far as.
And what we're doing here is we're just drinking bourbon, honestly. But ultimately, I'm going to pick a winner that's my favorite, and I don't know which one it'll be. We'll do a reveal, fifth back to first place.
Sure. And
then same with Ben. And same as on the 80 proofers. I think we'll maybe do a 90 proof because there's a bunch of bourbons at 90. Then maybe we'll bring back the winner of the 80 proof, which was, of course, Basil Hayden. It was twice the price of that particular flight, and it should have won, to be honest.
Well, interestingly enough, we've got Long Branch in this one, and this one runs about that $42 price point. And these are all pretty much budget friendly. This was like 12. This one's about 22 around here. This is about 26, and this one's about 22.
Something like that, yeah.
And that's a liter. So Long Branch is definitely the standout as the more expensive.
It is the five. Finished, if you want to call it that. With
it's
mesquite.
Charcoal mellowed. So it's kind of like a Lincoln County process, I'm assuming, where they filter it through Texas mesquite and something else.
And Matthew McConaughey looks at the bottle or something, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna taste our way through these. We drink them this way and then drink them that way. And get
we'll
some
probably
water
fast
in between.
forward. I mean, some of this probably, does not make the most riveting of YouTube television or whatever.
And if anything cool happens, we'll cut in just like last time. I can't remember if anything cool happened or not, but
we cut in anyway. Yeah.
So anyway, let's get to tasting these, and then we'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so I've been through them once. I think you've been through them once. What's your first thought?
I don't have a clear loser. To be perfectly honest, I don't mind any of these.
Well,
like I'm not having any like.
I don't think any of them are bad. Like I don't have a drain pour experience out of any of them.
None of them.
But I also don't have a clear winner. Like they're similar-ish, obviously, but at this point, I don't know.
I'm leaning more towards my number 4 one as my winner, but I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's a profile that at least I think it is the profile that I tend to like, and so but I want to go back and forth because what I'm getting is like the number 4 is a standout for sure. The rest of these I'm getting very similar vibes from. I just feel like maybe some of them are a little turned up. It felt like they were getting a little stronger in flavor as I went, so I'm interested in going the other way now and seeing if that holds true as well.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, for me also, it's early afternoon, and I've had 0 alcohol yet today, which is typical. I acknowledge.
Sure, yeah.
So
we do have day jobs.
That's right.
All right, well let's fast forward again, and we'll taste these in a separate direction.
That's a good idea. And we are back. The first thing I have to say is, wow, this was actually really, really difficult.
Yeah, this was next to impossible.
There was almost not a clear winner, and there wasn't even a clear loser.
This one was my clear winner.
I picked a clear winner at the beginning, and I made a change. And winner is now number 2. Well, that doesn't make sense, but whatever.
Previous winner.
Yep.
Fell one rung down on the ladder.
It did, but the bottom 3, I mean, yes, I'm gonna have a 5th place and a 4th and a 3rd, but they're all about the same.
I've got a winner, a 2nd place, and then I've got 3 3rd places.
Totally.
Because these 3, to be honest, I just kind of like rapid fire went through them because I couldn't pick one. And realistically, the one I put in last, it's not really even fair because they were all
the
they
bottom
were all
3.
pretty much neck and neck.
And I would say none of them are bad. Like,
no,
they're fine bourbons.
Like you said, there's not a drain pour on here, and so it's interesting, ranging from 12 to 13 or whatever this is. I think I said 12. All the way up to $42.
42.
So
is not obvious.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't.
And realistically, you either win or you go home because the winner gets to move on to the very prestigious battle of the proof points. Coming up next month.
Can an 80 proofer beat a 90 proofer?
And you can see that before it's even released if you join our Patreon.
That's true. Patreon.
All right, let's do the reveal.
We're also selling t-shirts online as well.
What?
That's a new thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
If we have 3 people comment that they want to see the Sniv shirt, we may even actually make one.
Snivs.
Snivs.
Yeah, with no E. Anyway. So let's get into the reveal here. So your number 1 bourbon.
No, my number 5.
Number 5. We're going to go from the bottom to the... Okay.
This is going to be a little bit of suspense.
Yeah, I suppose you're right about that. What do we got? Long Branch. In number 5, the most expensive of them. And you really like Long Branch.
Well, I thought I did.
Well, and like we said, there was no clear loser here.
That could be 3rd to 5th, but
yeah,
I actually assumed Long Branch was way up here, so I'm actually kind of shocked about that.
All right. Bourbon number 5.
What's the name of this?
Very Old Barton.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, Very Old Barton.
The $12 bottle, the least expensive.
Wow.
Which I actually enjoy this one, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's why this, like we said, is so difficult because the last 3 were they were all kind of neck and neck.
They're good bourbons that we enjoy. Okay, my 4th place.
Bourbon number 4. Old Forester, 86.
Yeah, that one was pretty obvious to me. Immediately I got the banana bread note and it stuck around. I don't love that.
Yeah,
flavor profile.
That's really never been your.
It's never.
Your thing.
I agree that at times, especially like there's some 1920, it's really, really good.
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, Old Forester it's okay.
It's unique and it's different.
Yep.
So.
Okay.
Bourbon.
Number 4. Ooh, I can't read your writing.
Black. Jim Beam Black.
Oh. I guess I should actually know what these stickers are supposed to say.
Yeah.
So, I've never actually had this before. So
okay.
I don't know where it's going to fall on my list.
Yeah, again.
Because we opened it right before and did the pour, so I've never actually had it until this flight.
Yeah.
This is their
at the price point for a liter, that's a great.
Extra aged, $22 for a liter.
I think they're rocking 6 years on those now. It used to be 8.
Yeah.
So.
And we recently had a different Jim Beam that was freaking amazing, so.
Yeah.
And it's obviously at least in my top 3.
Yeah. All right, so we've got
my
Bourbon number 3. I'm channeling Bozo the Clown. Did you ever watch Bozo the Clown when you were a kid?
I heard reference. I don't know if I probably have seen him, but I don't know him well.
So he did a thing called the Grand Prize game, and they had 6 buckets, and it was a ping pong ball, and they'd invite a boy and a girl from the audience to come up, and then they'd throw the bucket number 1, they got a prize, and bucket number 6 was obviously the furthest one away, and you could win like a Schwinn bicycle. And so whenever they would do that, it was like, all right, bucket number 2, bucket number 3. So that's
amazing.
That's what I'm going with here. Any Bozo the Clown fans, like old school, I don't know if that was nationwide, because we used to get the WGN, the Chicago channel in Minnesota. And so I don't know if that was like a nationwide thing or not, but yeah, let us know in the comments.
I certainly remember people making reference to Bozo the Clown, but I don't think I ever saw his TV show.
Had a sidekick named Cookie.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wasn't Tonto?
No.
Or Silver?
Cookie, no.
Huh.
Anyway, Bourbon number 3. Jim Beam Black. So yours was up 1 level, so kind of.
I just had another sip of it.
Right in the middle there.
It's It's a good bourbon. It's missing a few notes. We call them bourbon notes. It has some good ones, and it misses a couple. So not bad.
Sure.
$22 or whatever. All right.
At the price point, that's...
You're number 3, and you didn't do the most consistent job of pouring, so maybe that was some of why you drink so much of this. Maybe.
Well, these bottom 3 you'll notice I drink a lot more of because I was having the most difficult time with them. So for the blend at the end, I'll just pour a little bit more.
Okay.
Sorry, should I just read this one myself? Since
No.
Okay,
well, I don't know what you wrote. Oh, yeah, you should read that yourself. I have no idea what that says.
LB, that's Long Branch.
Wow.
All right, so right in the middle. So we are down to probably my 2 favorite bourbons on this list, the Evan Williams Single Barrel and the Old Forester.
So, okay, and me, for just a summary, I've eliminated Long Branch,
Yep.
I've eliminated Beam, and I eliminated
Old Forester. So you've got very old Barton,
VOB.
which Greg trashed me for not that long ago, because I was drinking it one night and you're like, oh, that stuff. It's like, I thought you liked it, because we did a review of it, and I thought I remembered you liking it.
I thought our summary was, this is like the perfect straight down the middle road
Yes,
bourbon.
I believe we did.
Like, if
Beginner bourbon.
If you look in the dictionary definition of bourbon, that's it.
Yep, yeah, and which is great, you know, for $13 for an 86 proof, that, you know, great beginner bourbon.
Okay, so.
All right, so.
Number 2. Or should
we just do the number 1 and then we'll, okay.
And most people with deductive reasoning can figure out number 2.
Bourbon, number 1
1
is Evan Williams Single Barrel. Look at that, Greg. Evan Williams fanboy here.
This was literally in first place until the last round and when I made the switch.
Wow.
Wow.
So, what did you learn? Incidentally, very old Barton has this same bottle, and they come in like 90 proof and 100 proof. I would love to get my hands on those.
Not available in Minnesota.
Which is a t-shirt you can buy at our online merch store. Do we have links for that? Because I don't even know what website it is.
Right down below the video.
I'm going to go buy one of those.
You should.
Why would you buy a t-shirt from your own website, Ben, instead of just making it? Aren't you losing money? No, because we're not making a dime on these t-shirts,
yeah,
so it's a wash.
Yeah, we price them at cost.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
Honestly, it's a great deal. If you're just needing something to wear, it's the best place for t-shirts.
Absolutely.
And sweatshirts and so on.
So yeah, I would love to get my hands on some of the high, because I think they're still fairly budget friendly at the higher proof points. So I would love that.
So your choices are Evan Williams, still available for you.
And Old Forester.
And Old Forester.
And I know where this is going. Old Forester.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having an Old Forester product in the lineup is almost not fair because I can pick it out like that.
Well, and I will admittedly...
And I love Old Forester products.
I picked it out right away, and unfortunately I scored it number 4 just because it's not my favorite profile, but I identified it immediately. That was the one thing I was pretty confident of.
It does have such a unique flavor profile, and I love it. I feel like that uniqueness, especially in the 86 proof budget arena, kind of gives it a leg up on the competition, if you like that profile. It just gives it a little something that makes it not quite so basic, you know?
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing, like a basic, just general bourbon, you know? But I feel like it just kind of gives it a little bit extra edge because it is a profile I really like, so it just kind of, you know. That one's gonna win out for me. If it's in the flight, it's usually gonna... When we did the Bottled and Bond, Battle of the Bottled and Bonds, and we did the flight of 4 that were expensive and flight of 4 that were not expensive, and we had E.H. Taylor, we had Henry McKenna 10-year.
Yep.
All this stuff, and early times Bottled and Bond, which is Brown-Forman, has a very similar profile, won the whole lot of them.
For him, not for me, for him.
Yep. So, and I think Old Forester Bottled and Bond came in like second, because I think it was both.
Yeah.
So anyway, so my second place, Evan Williams. So these are my 2 favorite
I totally
out of this
agree.
lineup in general. If you would have asked me before we did this.
You talk about these 2 brands as being favorites.
Yep.
For a ton of reasons. Number 1, they're kind of affordable.
Yeah, very affordable.
Totally available at just about any liquor store. And they're really, really good.
Yeah.
Admittedly, this is not my favorite profile. This is more my wheelhouse, and
we love these.
I'm not shocked that I won, but it is kind of like satisfying to think, all right, this is who should win for me. To be honest, I'm totally surprised this is number 5.
Yeah, because you really like Long Branch.
I thought so. And I absolutely love Wild Turkey. And but
doesn't have the Wild Turkey flavor profile.
It's only
quite
86,
so much,
you know?
It
they
is.
watered it down. But Anyway, but it's really cool that, you know, I assumed this should win, and it did. So we're gonna do a 90 proofer. There are so many bourbons. It's gonna be like an 8.
We might have to do a 2-tier thing, or just leave Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare off it because they're too hard to find now.
No, I disagree.
Certain areas. I just went on vacation and they were everywhere.
I think Eagle Rare needs to be on the flight.
Yeah.
It may be 2 flights, but I think this versus, an idea is forming. Are you seeing a light bulb? This.
Yes, there it is.
Versus Basil Hayden versus Eagle Rare versus a bourbon to be named later.
So we got to take my favorite. So it'll be
that's right.
Old Forester 86.
But you also
what was my favorite 80 proofer?
Basil Hayden was
we
number
both picked it. Okay.
Yeah. So these two and Basil Hayden.
And whatever wins our 90 proof.
Yeah, and whatever
that would be a good one to put against each other because we're still, we can't start putting 100 proofers in there because then it's just not fair to Basil Hayden's.
Yeah.
But this one comes up, this is consistently on my list of, you know, I put this on my list of bourbons for beginners, like the best ones. These are ones that I always recommend Evan Williams Single Barrel.
You're stranded on a desert island bourbon.
And you can only have an 86 proofer?
Well, 1 bottle. I mean, this is fair.
Right. Yeah. But what I always recommend is that, like, so Evan Williams is just a great value. You're getting some extra age. They're all almost 8 years. Mm-hmm. You're getting a lower proof, so it's not going to punch you in the face, but you're getting a lot of flavor with it. So that's why I always recommend that on lists for beginners, because you're getting the flavor without the alcohol punch. Right. And I always recommend this one because it's a different profile. It's bourbon with a little snazz on it that's just a little bit different than a standard bourbon profile. So it's reinforcing that those came in first for me. And with you, the Evan Williams Single Barrel. Unfortunately, distillery only now, so I got to go hoard a bunch of bottles of that now.
So, okay, now let's address the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. This is 86.6 proof as opposed to the others. I don't think that made a difference. I didn't notice the proof point. It's more the flavor profile of this one is why I picked it. They do make another bourbon that's only 86 proof. And it's their small batch. They call it 1783. That one's 90 proof.
Oh,
that's right. It changed.
So that one we'll have to have in the 90 proof flight for sure.
Yeah, totally. Because I really, really like that one. So that one will also be in the 90 proof flight. That's gonna be a really big flight, I think.
Very old Barton coming in last for me. It's interesting. Because I do enjoy this bourbon.
No, I have to.
But like we said though, there was no clear loser.
This was actually a hard flight.
Okay.
Doing the blending.
Boom. 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 So I've created an entire pour of whiskey.
Was your vacation, did you have any opportunities to try any special bourbons or see any bourbons or duty-free stuff or?
I tried, they did a whiskey tasting on the ship one night. I went on an Alaska cruise. And then ended up driving back from Seattle. That's why it took so long to get back here.
You know, our theory on the video was that you were abducted by aliens.
Well, there was that too. It's a touchy subject, yeah.
One or the other, yeah. Don't ask them about the probulator.
Yeah, I'm doing a blog about that. So they did a Scotch taste. It was Scotch and Irish. They didn't have any bourbon in it.
Okay.
So I went in there one night and tried. I almost bought the bottle of this because it's only like 40 or 50 bucks, and I probably should have. It would have been a good whatever Wednesday. Mm-hmm. They had a Traveler's exclusive Johnny Walker Black triple cask.
Wow, it would have been cool.
Yeah, and I actually kind of meant to buy it, and then it just kind of slipped my mind and didn't get around to it. Next thing you know, the vacation was over. But yeah, so it was regular Johnny Black, but then it was finished in 3 separate casks, so it just kind of added a little something to it. Yeah. And that was an interesting one, but beyond that, they just had like some kind of regular stuff that, very, very common stuff.
Sure.
We did take a road trip from Skagway up to Whitehorse in the Yukon Territory.
The one in Canada.
Yep. They had some Eagle Rare and some Buffalo Trace.
Nice.
I think their Eagle Rare was like 60 bucks or something like that.
Canadian.
But they had a bunch of it. No, it was 60 bucks American, I think. I did the calculation.
Oh, well, that's kind of expensive.
Yeah, it is, but Whitehorse is a very isolated town up in,
you're kind of in the middle of nowhere.
It's kind of like the last stop before you drive into Alaska.
Yeah.
So, I mean, realistically. And then I was in Victoria and British Columbia. They had some E.H. Taylor that ran about 88 bucks American, which is expensive, but everything in Victoria is so ridiculously expensive that honestly, that's really not price gouging for that city. I didn't buy one, but
yeah.
And then they had Eagle Rare everywhere. I scored a couple of the new Eagle Rare bottles.
Cool.
In Washington, they had like 10 of them on the shelf for 32 bucks. Like,
nice.
Nobody cared.
That's awesome.
So it's not rare everywhere. Anyway, enough about that.
Yep.
Let's try the blend here.
All right, blend of all of these. 86, what's 8 times 5?
Math. Are you gonna do the 8 times 5 and then the 6 times 5 and then add them together?
Exactly.
I don't know. We'll put it up on the screen. I won't put it up on the screen. I won't remember.
It's 1200 proof.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it here.
Maybe 1300 proof. You may catch on fire just by looking at this.
It just kind of tastes like all these bourbons.
It tastes like a very old Barton.
If you were to pour a pour of this along with the rest of the flight, I don't think I'd be able to pick the blend out from the rest of them.
I totally agree. Like, this was a hard flight to distinguish between.
Let's try the blend against my winner.
Oh,
here.
your winner. Well, it's still very banana-y.
Still going Old Forester.
All right.
Not a bad blend though. So anyway, if you have these bottles, try this, send us a message. We love the comments. We really, really, really love the comments. We're getting more and more. Mm-hmm. And that's fun because it's interacting with people. I mean, that's the funnest part about this.
Yep. And we also love the support on Patreon, and we promise we're about to do a live stream soon.
Yeah, maybe Friday or something like that.
Maybe Friday we can go back out to the whatchamacallit, what do you call that thing outside?
The brown tree.
Brown tree.
Yeah. Yeah. These last couple months have been very hectic with both of us being on different vacations and trying to find a time to do a live stream when people are available is the other thing. So, you know, but we're gonna get on that and we'll do some more casual Fridays as well and some cigars out in the garage with some bourbons, and that's all Patreon stuff. I did try to film some content on vacation this time, but it was a hassle and I didn't get much done, but maybe I'll post something.
Okay.
So anyway, well, this has been the second episode of Proof Points on the Bourbon Note.
86 proof.
86 proofers. I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Thanks for watching. Share this video with a friend. Please make them an enemy. Cheers.
You're getting better at that.
Not much better.
Yeah, but you're working on it.
I'm working on it. Cheers.